Shall we gather at the river? We did do this in the springtime, I believe, so it should be somewhat in your memory. Yeah, good, good. So we will review this. Just a reminder, because you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that. At the bottom of 5, that used to be the solo that Joan sang. For tonight, let's just have all the sopranos doing it, and because you're about half of the soprano section right now anyway. Actually, we're getting more of you. And then we can kind of figure out next week who would like to do that solo. But for right now, let's have all the sopranos singing it right now. And then when we get to page 6, we have 2 things to be aware of. One is a key change, just goes up a half step, so it's not really that big of a deal. But the staff changed, of which staff you're going to read. So sopranos and tenors read the top line, and altos and basses read the bottom line, and basses note that that is in treble clef. So you're not singing a B, you're singing a G sharp. And then finally, it all goes back to the way you expect it to be in the middle of page 7. When we sing Yes, We'll Gather at the River, that's when we go back to where we're used to being. And it's tiny, but it's there. Tenors and basses you get to read in bass clef again. Okay. All right. Why they did that, don't know, but they did. So, I think that's all we really have to talk about with that song. It's probably just time to get started on it. Okay, so for review, possibly side read, but I think most of them do it. Can you give me the key of D, please, so I can sing the right note? Flowing, no, I was going to go before that, so flowing by the throne of God. Thank you. So the sopranos, you've sung flowing by the throne of God. You are not going to go up to the melody. If you were going up to the melody, you would be on the third line. You're on the second line. So you're on the same note as throne, okay? You are lower than you think you are. So, sopranos, you're going to do exactly what the altos are doing in that moment, okay? So let's practice that at top of 3 on yes. That's your note. Here we go. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints at the river that flows by the throne of God. Did we say anything wrong? Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you. All right, so what you sang before, it didn't sound wrong, but we're going to go ahead and sing down the third, okay? It sounded pretty, but then you made a new part, okay? All right, just want to make sure we got that down. All right, now I'm looking at, moving ahead to page 4. Page 4, we all of a sudden have 4 parts, and it gets a little bit tricky there, okay? So, hello? Oh.
That's why
I thought it was, I was like, okay, who needs to turn the hearing aid up? Okay, got it. got it. Okay, cool, that's fine. All right, so grace our spirits will deliver. That's where things just get a little bit strange. It's the tenors and basses get to come right in. You don't have to try to find your note. You're just coming in on grace. So let's do tenors and basses in that spot. Grace our spirits. Thank you.
Grace our spirits will
Very good, very good. So tenors.
Yeah, could you do that again?
Yes, you're doing a minor third, a D to a B natural. Will deliver. Okay? That's where you got from. Okay? Just the tenors by themselves that grace our spirits. Tenors alone. Thank you.
Grace our spirits will deliver, provide all and crown.
Okay? So you see that? Deliver, provide all. Then it goes to the B flat. Road and from. And you're going to get that B natural is going to come back at you at yes, we'll gather. Yes, we'll gather at the river. Okay. Then you got that part after that. Okay, good. Now, let's do the sopranos and altos in that same spot. Because, darn it, we don't get the melody. It's not fair. Okay, we need a little help on that soprano line. Sopranos and altos. Grace our spirits, middle of 4. Here we go. It may look like it's going to be harder to find, but the A, B natural D goes la da da, which actually has more of a folk song sound, so it's not going to be as hard to find as you think. Grace our spirits will deliver and provide all robe and crown. So we'll go in a place that feels comfortable, okay? Good. So let's actually start at the top of 4. It's the sopranos and altos together, and we'll sing all the way through to the middle of 5, okay? Here we go. good shape. So I'm going to move on from that song, and we'll do more with it next week. Thank you. All right. So, next song is Sicut cervus. And we're not going to be singing this until Lent, but I wanted to start working on it now. Because if it's unfamiliar to you, you're going to appreciate more rehearsal. We're not going to do the entire motet tonight. We're going to focus on the first half of it. All right? So just in case you're not sure how to pronounce these words, I'm going to go through them. You will find them in your music. Everybody gets to sing these words at some point in time, okay? Some of you start on the very beginning page, and some of you have to wait until the next page. But the first word is Sicut. Go ahead and write out whatever you need to write out to help you remember how to pronounce it. The next word is cervus. That's how I'm going to pronounce my Latin. Yes. Then we have desiderat. Ad fontes. Yes, so ad is just one of those little short words, and then fontes, yes? And then the last word is aquarum. Good. Now, who already knows what that means? Yeah, aquarum. Yep. Okay, so Bible study time. Who remembers what Psalm 42 begins like? Like as the deer desires the water brooks, so my soul longeth after thee, O Lord. Right? Alright, so that's what you're singing about. So, Sicut cervus desiderat ad fontes aquarum. We're going to begin each part one at a time. For some of you, this will be a review, and for others, you're learning it for the first time. Okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and take our time so that when it comes around the beginning of March, you feel like you know the song really well, and then we can make it very musical. So I'm going to start with the tenors because they start the whole thing off for us, okay? I see that it says 4/4 in the vocal line, but if you look down at where it says organ, they wrote the cut time signature, and that is how I will be conducting it, okay? So a little bit closer to that style of music. Alright, so you're going to get I'm going to go a little faster tonight just so you can read ahead. Otherwise, you sit and linger for too long. Okay? So we're going to take it out. 1, 2. Tenors alone. Moment in this song that everybody's going to have something kind of like it, where you sing the same pitch again, but you're going to kind of give it a little extra hit. So if we could play for them measures 14 through 17. So when you have that little it's going to be like you're just going to add a little extra. Yeah. It's not quite a glottal, but it's just like a little both of you gentlemen have sung that song before?
Hey?
Sung that song before? Sicut, cervus, have you sung the song before? Okay. Well, you sang it very well. Very good. All right, I'm going to move on to the basses now. The basses get to wait, and they come in on page 2. Okay? All right, so this is the bass's turn. 1. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to give them the 1. Thank you. 1. Running little things. Ba, 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 ba. Very good. Good reading, gentlemen. All right. We'll be putting you two together in a minute, but first I want to give altos their line and sopranos their line. All right. Altos, you start. We've heard, just starting to hear a little bit of the theme, right? That's how these Renaissance motets go. Everybody gets that little first theme, and then they move on from that. Okay. Now you started on the 5th. Of where it was. Okay. Altos alone, right where they begin. We might have accidentally played a different note for you. Yes, so going from the first stop to the second stop on page 3. We should be in middle C each time. So we've got, yes. Yes. I think a lot of you are familiar with this already. Yeah. Right? No? No? Yeah. Well, okay.
Over and over again.
Got it. Okay, good.
I have 2012 on mine.
It's possible.
Is it?
It's possible, yeah. I feel like we might have done it once before then, but maybe
Oh,
not.
I have it twice in 2010 and once in 2012.
2009.
9? So you have 9. Okay.
Well, in my brain, I've got 1991. That's okay. Okay. All right, so moving on with sopranos. You coming in on the second beat, right? Okay. So I'm going to give you the 1 for nothing. The tenors that they have at the bottom of 3, you have that. So you're just gonna kind of let that There's a little lift there. Okay. All right. Okay, so since there were less people that knew this than I realized, I am going to go and take the extra time to have the tenors and basses sing together, and then the sopranos and altos sing together. So we're going to start with the tenors. They kind of are by themselves for a while until the second page, and the basses, basically, it's almost like a relay race where they're going to take the baton from you and keep on going. All right, tenors. They like to be on the F, but they're not there yet. Okay. Let's go ahead and try that again. Do you need an extra piece? Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, yep. Okay. So we need. Okay, yeah. Tenors and basses are going to play together. So the basses definitely need their A flat. Okay. We're going to get one more try. One more try.
I think you were saying C.
You were. That's okay. We're going to fix that. All right. Third time. Tenors. Here we go. Good. That was not bad at all. It's a lot of work there. Let's do the altos and the sopranos now. Ready? So altos. From the beginning. Altos and then sopranos join. Here we go. Very good. All right, you guys. Very good. All right. Now that you went through that, yes? So I have a beautiful recording I'm not going to use right now, but I will let you know that I have it available. You can probably find plenty out there. But it usually does go much slower. It's usually like kind of like cathedral singing, and really letting all this polyphonic parts kind of come together. Very, very Renaissance-like. That's one of my favorite things. So it's like, we're gonna do it. They're gonna do it this year for Lent, darn it. Okay, so we're gonna start it from the beginning. Everybody's going to join, okay? Everybody has a moment where they do this. then they kind of go off on their own after that, right? So you will have something that's in that spot. Okay, starting with the tenors. Okay, and just so you know, we're taking it a little faster than the normal tempo, but that's also just so you can feel the beat and follow. Okay. Right there, when the altos get that little part. When we do sing this whole bit, though, it's the basses that introduce the new thought, and that would be what we'll work on the next time we work on this piece. All right, good work on that. Let's move on to Holy is the Lord. I looked for a recording of this and couldn't find it. It is new to all of us. We will all be sight reading it. But when I saw Mary McDonald, I'm like, well, we can't go wrong with her. We do like her quite a bit. She arranges very well. So,
performance accompaniment cassette.
Yeah, that's probably why I couldn't find a recording of it. Before we truly went digital, yes. So, just by looking at the music itself, it looks like it's going to move a little bit more than it appears. So just to prevent us from feeling like we are flying through it, I am going to take it a lot slower. Talking about how we have all this great technology, but then sometimes it just takes forever to load up. The tempo would be closer to this. If I was taking it by the quarter note. The mountains speak your majesty, the trees lift up their hands, the thunder rolls your praise throughout the sky. Which, I mean, that's not going to be too difficult. But for right now, let's just take it a little slower. We're going to make it easy and just take it at like a second. Right? Bump, bump, bump. The mountains speak your majesty, the trees lift up their hands, the thunder rolls your praise throughout the sky. Kind of like that, okay? I have no idea if that was the key it even felt right. Oh no, I was going a little low. Okay. I'm going to be going to the dark side soon. Alright, so let's go ahead and practice this. Again, we're just going to kind of get used to it. We are sight reading it. So because of that, we'll probably let Jim focus more on the voice parts or whatever you want. Either one? Okay. Okay. So we're going to take it from the pickup to 9 just to help us begin to learn this. 1, 2, 3. The mountains speak your majesty, the trees lift up their hands, the thunder rolls your praise throughout the sky.
In the rain I hear a melody, creation starts to sing, and magnify the one who reigns on high.
people that are spirit, are rich. And Kim, yes, spiritual pride people. Did you guys sing this song?
Familiar, so I think maybe we did.
Maybe. I know. I was like, as you guys are going through it, I'm like, okay, yeah, this has got to be a contemporary. I mean, and I like it, and I like Mary McDonald, how she writes very well when she arranged it. So that will help us, I think, also feel the thing. So it won't be as difficult to sing fast because you'll kind of have that lilt to it, right? Okay. And then just again, kind of like how we sing other songs that are more contemporary. We don't need to like change it a lot, but what we want to do is we want to avoid singing it too heavy, right? Just kind of keeping it moving, keeping it crisp. That's the word that we're using this year, crispness. So I think that's knowing what it's going to sound like and how it's it's pretty.
Very cool. Yeah.
I think we have time to read it again now that we all know it a little bit better. It will be, yeah. So we're going to take it now closer to its true tempo. Now that I know that, that will also keep it moving and not bogged down. I think the division into 6 parts, we can definitely do it with the sopranos and altos. Tenors and basses, I probably won't bother. I think if I have it in the second soprano, first altos, singing that, then I don't need to have it doubled with a third part for the men. So I think we're going to do fine with that. So, yes.
Clarify the last measure on page 7.
Yes, I was going to say what I'd like to do with that, because the rest of the song from then on out, nope, never mind that. What I would like to do is just ignore the low G. So for those that are singing second soprano, you'll sing your B and just join the rest of the sopranos on the E. Okay? Let's do that, because that's easier than trying to do this strange little cross voice thing.
Or just have the altos do that, because we're on a G.
Yeah.
Stay on the G and drop to go G.
Yeah. Well, the reason why they want it to be altos is because they want to have the alto tone quality there. Yeah. But if I have you guys on the G, yeah. Yep. Holy is the Lord. Yeah, I think it's because of the word too that is. I think it's supposed to be more of an alto sound there. But for second sopranos, don't worry about that low G. That's not a terrible jump.
So the second sopranos are singing B, B, E.
B, B, E, D, D. Mm-hmm.
And the altos are doing D.
G, G, B, A, G, G, F. Resolve.
No, there's no A. We're B, and then we go G, G.
I'm seeing an A.
Where are you?
Oh,
I'm on the last 2 measures of page 7.
I see it, yep, okay, you're right. You're right. Gosh, that is, okay, you're right. I see it now.
Right. I think when you hear it, it matches. Yeah, yeah.
You do the 10-10, right?
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I was saying, don't worry about that low G on that last measure. We're just going to get rid of it. I'm going to exit out.
Okay, then what about the N? It is Lord.
Yeah, again, it's not really necessary because the rest of the bit after that is going to be SA anyway. So yes, ignore that low A as well. We don't need it.
We'll be saying A in bases. So.
You will. Yes. Good questions though. So let's go ahead, before we do the whole thing again, let's go ahead and clarify that. All right. So how about we begin with sopranos on the bottom of page 6. I would like it to be all sopranos. So my seconds are going to stay on that F as the first go up to the A. Okay. First, do you feel confident reading without me singing along?
Sure.
Okay, then I'm going to sing seconds with you, just so we know where we're going. And 1. Holy, 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 holy. just be easier as we find them to just note that's the note I'm supposed to sing. So like in the middle of page 7, going from measures 80 to 81, you're going to go up to the F, not down to the D. Yeah? Yep. Okay. So it's just going to take some getting used to. We got some time before we sing this song, but it's good to practice it now. All right. Now I'm going to find that little metronome, handy dandy metronome. We're in the middle of our rehearsal. Might as well stand up for it as you're able to. Okay. So I think we'll be ready to start from the beginning, Jim. Thank you. Yeah, sounds very familiar to me. Joseph Martin wrote the words, Joel Rainey wrote the music. It says soulfully,
The last measure at the top of 4, can you tell us the notes for the
You know what? It was a gift.
Have you ever heard his benediction, Joseph Martin? He wrote it. It's when something goes on the music. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's possible, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the top of 7, too.
yeah, exactly. So it's the same deal.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's give this one a try. It's going to be basically an original melody in the beginning and the ending, but in the middle we get to sing "Blessed Be the Tie That Binds," which I think most of you are familiar with that hymn already. All right. That shouldn't be too tricky for you. Let's give it a try. There are some chromatics to be aware of, and we're going to do our best. And when you get to that part, if we need to do it again, we will. Okay. Let's give it a try. Say reading. 1, 2, 3. When we gather at the table, we are one. When we take the bread and cup, we are one. As we gather in this place, we are joined in His embrace. When we gather at the table, we are one. When we gather at the table, we are one. When we think of His life, we are one. And together by His side, we are touched by love divine. When we gather at the table, we are one. Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in grace and love, a fellowship of infinite light, His life When we gather at the table, we are one. When we celebrate our faith, we are one. By His love our hearts are sealed, every promise is fulfilled. When we think upon His life, when we celebrate our faith, when we gather at the I can see that growing on.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty. I did see 2 spots that are like, and they always seem to happen right at like either a page turn or right at the beginning of a page. You're like, where am I going? So the first one I noticed is between pages 4 and 5, when we're singing, brought together by this sign, we are touched by love divine. That's a hard one for us to find there. So, let's go ahead and just hear that phrase starting at the pickup to measure 29. If we could just hear it, that might help us and follow along with our ears and our eyes to hear, to figure out where we're going. Yeah. It's not an unusual chord, it's just not what we thought we were going to sing. looks like, and even so it's really more of a soprano thing in that it's a soprano thing. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of circle that note and put a little down on it. Yes. And I see that when I get into the blessed be the tie that binds, they do want me to take it a little faster, so I will next time. And then sopranos, that same concern with that chord happens at the page turn between page 7 and page 8. It's the same thing. So now that we know where it's going, it'll be a little easier to find it. Right? Right. Good. How about chromatics for the tenors and basses? I think you start that on page 4. Was it going in a predictable way, or do you want to hear that again?
No, when we listened to it, I realized at the top of page 5, when it, on that when, going from divine to when, I went up instead of going down. So,
Oh, okay.
so that something was throwing us off. It was probably me. But I still had an arrow
You
down
weren't the
telling me
only
that
one.
one
We
goes
were all
down.
confused. Okay.
Too many accidentals for singers, I'm telling you.
It is, isn't it? Just because you put in the key of C, it doesn't help. Okay, good. Not bad.
I think it's good. Once I heard it, it was.
Yeah. Let's go, not doing the entire thing again, but let's go ahead and start at the bottom of page 6 and go into that key change and just read that last 2 pages to the end again, just to help us all figure out this music. Ooh, doing really good time. I'll get you done early tonight. Alright, so we're going to actually, if we can start it like at measure 49, so we can just kind of hear what's kind of happening.
Okay.
Cool, thank you. Lots of good sight reading going on tonight. Very good. So we are going to move on to the piece. It's just one paper all by itself. This is called We Walk in Love. You'll notice it says number 37 on it. And if you look down at the bottom, you'll see a little symbol that says justicechoir.org. This comes from the Justice Choir Songbook, which has become a very popular resource for a lot of the modern school, community, church choirs. I think it was established like in 2017, and the way it's given is basically a choir director receives the music, and then it's like, you're free to copy this as many times as you need to for whatever purposes. They just want you to make sure you cite the person and give them credit, but yeah, so I've had it for a while and I was ready to start to use something for this. So the intention with this song, we're going to listen to the recording and then we're going to sing it after that. The intention for this one is to be used as kind of like a call to worship, and we're going to do it on January 26th. So we'll sing this kind of before service begins, and then we'll do the communion song just to bring it in. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play St. Olaf Choir singing it. Just going to get everything set up.
Do you intend to have to do this a cappella?
Yes, I did write that in pencil at the top, yes.
Yeah.
And it's not hard, so don't worry. Don't be like, oh,
We're all singing the same rhythm. That'll help.
yes. After we get through my commercials.
And Jen can sing.
Right.
Last couple of
So we're going to get through Anton Armstrong. King and Deanna Witowski talking about her piece of music, and then we're about
Roger, y'all. I'm gonna get you up on your feet, because these seats gets a little bit hard after a while. And you
Almost there.
sing whatever you can sing. If you can sing one of the harmony parts, that's great. If
So
not,
this
just
was a
sing your
choral festival they did in
sing.
2018, and so similar idea where the choir was going to sing this, but this was a piece that they gave the whole assembly to sing along. All right, maybe get to hear it. Can't go wrong with singing old choir. The sound of a whole bunch of people standing at once. I know, sorry.
Words are like awesome. Good job,
No, it'll be after that.
January 26th?
Yeah, because I believe Martin Luther King Day is the week before that.
It's the 17th,
Yeah, yeah.
third Monday.
But I mean, it does have that gospel feel with it. Yes, yes. Oh yeah. I mean, it still kind of matches in there. You know, you've got that. You've got Black History Month after that. You've also got the inauguration. So there's all sorts of stuff that goes with that.
Polish gospel, I guess, right?
Yes. Well, she also asked Lemuel Colon to help her too.
Her
So
boyfriend.
yes,
Yeah.
it works together.
Maybe they're married by now, that's fine.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead.
That's so important.
They could be, but who knows?
Or you
So
want my
let's go ahead and
Facebook.
practice it, guys.
Asked to sing at the inauguration,
I love that harmony right at the beginning of the second line.
Yes.
So pretty.
It goes where you're not expecting it to go, right? So let's give it a try. We're gonna certainly have help from Jim this first time, and then we'll be ready by the end of the month to sing it a cappella. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. United in The fact that there are 2.5 beats is really driving you nuts, so let's go ahead and fix that for you so you know what to expect. So what she didn't do was write in eighth rests, and I think that that was on purpose. I don't think she wanted it to be like super crisp and clear and cut off like that, but that is where you're having the lift. So if it helps you, I know it helps me, because that, otherwise we go, wait a second, what's going on? So it's not a mixed meter. It is still going to feel like it's in 3 beats in every measure, but when you are a little short of time, and so it's not going to carry you over, it's not going to get sloppy, it's just going to kind of lift. And you did that naturally, so I'm just letting you know that is why it's written that way and why it feels that way. Okay.
So it's like when we see it normally notated with a little comma and then something.
Yes, exactly. They didn't bother writing in the 8th rest, but it's not a missing dot that you have to fill in, right? Okay, good. That went really fast. I'm excited about that one. It'll be pretty. You know how I love to do the acapella. So I saved the best for last, right? Just like Vanessa Williams said 30 years ago. Let's stand up and sing Order My Steps. Gesundheit. Now, just in case this is the first time for someone, it's possible. We do try to do it every year, but we might have somehow missed it. Just a real quick with the map. You read it as it is. Then I want you to be aware at page 6, we have a repeat sign that we will be following. So that's where the repeat sign begins. You're going to get to the bottom of page 7, and that's where the first ending is, and then it's telling you to go back, right? So that's where you go back, is to page 6, right? Then when you get ready to do the second ending, that's on the top of page 8. Now, there is a little sign right there at measure 49. That DS is what's going to be coming later. So if that S is not big enough, make it bigger. But that is the next section, okay? So you will read through this once. You're going to keep on going, and then you're going to get to page 11. There'll be a first ending, and it says DS, and you go, oh my gosh, where was that sign? It's on page 8, and you made it bigger so you can see it. Then you sing it all
I
again.
didn't ask that because I wrote page 8.
Yes, and good. And then, because it's amazing how your short-term memory just goes away. You're like, where is the S? It's on page 8. You go to the second ending on page 11, and then there's a section that says repeat at will. I will not make you go forever. We do that about 3 times. So it's like a regular repeat with a little extra term, okay? And then we will slow down at the end. Giving you a reminder of the roadmap for those that don't have it memorized. All right. You might as well start it from the beginning. Yes. We're going to take it on the slower end of that. Yes. I'll remind myself because I tend to go fast on it too, right? Did it slow last time, sounds so much better.
Steps in your word, dear Lord, lead me
I like the disclaimer in there.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, we have a planning session coming up in a week and a half or so.
we do. So we'll be sure. I'm feeling
Or a
pretty
wrench in the
confident
business.
of all the Epiphany music, which is why that's in there. But we're just gonna go through this just a little bit, just so you know make it make sense. So yes, for the most part, we're every other week, right? Still doing that. You'll notice that on March 5th, it says 7 o'clock. That's a Wednesday, so that's the Wednesday evening Ash Wednesday service. Yes, Ash Wednesday doesn't even start until March 5th. So it's going to be a late Lent, late Easter, and a late Pentecost. So then again, yes, every other week. We will not be singing as a choir on April 13th. That will be designated for the United Adoration Group. But the choir will be called for Maundy Thursday service at 7 o'clock in the evening and Good Friday, 7 o'clock in the evening. And then you see that the next one, April 20th, that is Easter morning. Still intend to have a blended service with brass. I feel like the last few times we've had Lent and Easter that I've thrown a lot of music at you, made it really difficult. So I wanted to make this time a lot easier so that you can enjoy the holiday, feel like you can help out in other ways, as I know there's lots of things that need to be done during that time period. So you'll notice that from April 6th through April 18th, they all say Carter. That's because I'm taking all this music from a cantata by John Carter. And so we'll be doing a movement or two at a time for each service. That's my intention, and that's what I'll let Pastor Jennifer know. I think she'll be on board with that. It's possible I might switch out one of those for something else, but just that makes sense. Who is Carter? Why are we doing all of their music? That's why. And of course the Handel Hallelujah chorus. I can't do an Easter without that. That's like Silent Night on Christmas. make sure that the entire assembly has at least the lyrics so they can sing along, right? Because that's part of the point of a liturgy, is that we, the people, are a part of those moments there. So we do invite the congregation to join us, and in the years past, there had been a final acclamation and then the sending hymn. This past year, there was miscommunication. People thought it was done and they just left. But it hasn't always been like that. But yes, you're not the first to say that. You probably won't be the last to tell me that. So again, you speak with our pastor, our boss. You see if that's okay, if it's kosher, and then we can accommodate that. Yeah. You'll notice that I'm going to let you take off Thursday nights after May 1st. That's because we'll just have 4 songs left to do. A few of them, at least a couple of them, pretty easy, I would say. Plus, doing simpler music for Holy Week and Easter gives us a little more time to prepare some things like Cherubim Song number 7. Anyway, so I think we'll be okay with taking off and making the last rehearsal May 1st. Because Easter is late, we will go ahead and sing through June 1st, and that'll be our last time that the choir does the full assembly, right? Then after June 8th, which is Pentecost, then we'll be into our summer session. June 8th will be Pentecost. Yeah, but usually we're on summer schedule by Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Unless y'all really want to sing Holy is the Lord again, then that's it. But, so that's explains what's going on with that. I am looking into doing a bigger masterwork in the early fall. So that's why I'm also making it a lot easier on you during the Lent season. I don't want to give it away yet in case it doesn't work out, but I would like to do one of the things that we've done that's bigger, and it involves an orchestra and soloists and that kind of thing. But I would like to try to combine with another congregation to, make sure our voices can be heard over an orchestra. So as soon as I get someone who says, yes, I will partner with you, then I will give you more information. But I'm looking like mid-September for a concert, possibly 2 concerts if we're sharing the time with another congregation. All right, and then I have 2 things that are coming up on the soon side I want to make you aware of. They have to do with our Burton concerts. So the first one that's coming up is the Astralis Chamber Ensemble is coming on Saturday, January 25th at 7 o'clock. It's a group of classical chamber musicians. This group is going to be a trio, a flute, a violin, and a piano. And they come highly recommended. I'm appreciating that we're a part of their national tour. So as they're coming through Florida, we're going to be one of their stops. What I do need is I need to have 3 host families, 1 for each of the musicians. And so I'm going to start with my music program and ask who has space in their home and is willing to let somebody stay overnight. And from there I'll move on to the congregation if I still need some host families. They would be staying the night on the 25th. So they're coming from Fort Myers, and they're going to have their concert. They're going to stay the night on Saturday night, and then they're leaving Sunday morning to go to Ormond Beach. So January 25th. And so I would need 3 families. 2 of them would just have 1 musician, and then the third one, it's the musician with her toddler and her mother. So that's a total of 3 people. Is it really? Darn it! Well, I don't think it's usually the same groups of people that go to Gasparilla and go there. But that's good for them to know. Is it on Gasparilla Day? It's Saturday? Alright, so now I'm going to let them know when they're coming from Fort Myers to avoid downtown. Okay.
I'll pay for myself for them. That's good.
Concerts on Saturday evening. That was an option, but that we were trying to avoid that. We're trying to host a host family. Yeah. especially if it's Gasparilla night. There aren't gonna be no hotel rooms open. So, okay. Good to know. Yeah. Okay. Dang it. I've lived in Tampa for 25 years now. You think I would know that?
It changes all the time.
All right.
Is it Super Bowl Sunday?
No. See, I avoided that at least. All right. I think that's enough for tonight.